Okay. Welcome everybody to episode 47 of Benching and Bullshitting. We've been away because we've been traveling a lot. We were in Dallas, we were in York, I was in Chesapeake. We've been traveling all over the state and also outside the state. So we are back. And One Rep Mex says he just signed back up for Patreon, loving it as much as day one. Well, thank you. Nice green shirt, by the way. Thank you very much. I like the green shirt too. It's gonna work after a while. I just have to figure it out and play with it some more. So great meeting you in Dallas. Well, great meeting you back. I was only there for like a day or two. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, guys. So welcome back, everybody. Again, this is benching and bullshitting. I got some people on YouTube already. I got Tony. I got Alex. What's going on, guys? And we're just gonna go ahead and talk about practically almost the last month. But so pretty much it's been nuts because yeah, we went down to Chesapeake and held a seminar down there, and that was pretty nuts because it was at a private uh, helicopter business. That was really cool. Oleg was very nice, and he was the owner, and David Berdner is the guy who brought us down there. So it was pretty nice. And then we were home for 1 week. The following week, we went down to Dallas for Anderson Powerlifting to work at the Dallas Fit Expo. That was pretty dope. And then we came home. That was a quick trip. We were there Friday. We flew in Friday, got in the hotel, ate dinner with Kevin and his family. And Jenna, we got to see Jenna finally. She moved from Pennsylvania to Dallas. So that was quite a trip for her. And then did the expo, did decent business, and then we flew home the next morning. Very quick. And then the following weekend, we were in York, which was this past weekend. So judging the IPA Strength Spectacular, directed by Rob Farrell, hosted by York Barbell Hall of Fame. So it's been really busy, and like I had just mentioned earlier for you on YouTube, Monday nights is going to have to be what we do, because the general consensus with the group was that we no longer wanted to squat at noon. We wanted to start coming in at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Because if you come in at noon, good point. This is kind of a good point to my training partner that kind of brought it up. But he's like, if you come in at noon, the morning and the evening is kind of ruined, So that's why I cannot do benching and bullshitting at night on Sundays anymore. So it's gonna have to be Monday nights. So again, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Tony. Tim, what's going on? Welcome back. Thank you very much. And David, what is your next competition? I'm competing this month on the 29th. Yeah. So it's coming up quick. Yeah, 29th over in Tennessee. And Tony again. Hitting 600 pounds in a second. He says, be right back. Sweet. And then BX Zoe says, what's your max bench? I put up 1350 at my last meet in February over in West Virginia. West Virginia, by the way, is beautiful, beautiful state. Oh shit! I've been in West Virginia, like a little bit, but we were in, what's the capital? Charlottesville? No. What's the damn capital of West Virginia? Wherever the fuck we were there. That's where we were staying. Somebody help me out. But we were there. That's where our Airbnb was. But man, just beautiful country. Holy shit. We drove from the capital, and then we drove wherever the fuck the Mothman museum is. What's that? Point Pleasant. And the drive there was just gorgeous. Oh man. Booyah says, is Anderson Powerlifting not making any more Evil Twin shirts? Well, Titan is not making Evil Twin shirts anymore. Anderson is a distributor for Titan products. They don't actually make them. So Titan decided to pull Evil Twin, so it's not a thing anymore. No. Charleston. Damn it. Thank you. Old school powerlifting. Thank you. Charleston, West Virginia. Yep. So let's see. Alex says, finishing up lockout work. I think I'm going to like these Monday lives. Well, thank you. I think I was hoping that, everybody kind of, it's like Monday is like International Chest Day, so I've heard. So I didn't want to interrupt people's evenings too much, but I still want to come on here and put the information out there. And Tony says, hot damn, 600 flew up. Hey, if you got some videos or something for me, I want to see that 600 pounds later on. That's really cool. What we got going on here? Yeah, so frick, man, just it's like I gotta catch up on 2 or 3 weeks. Training's been fucking lit. Hitting some PRs on bench pretty much every single weekend. I eclipsed my 10 reps with 1,000 pounds by 1 rep, hitting 11,000, hitting 11 reps with 1,000. So that was, I wanted a lot more, but I could only squeak out 1 rep. I did that on a Wednesday, which never happens because we were flying out to Dallas. So I shirted up on a Wednesday with my Wednesday bench crew so that I could make up for the lack of benching over the weekend. So that was kind of cool. And then this past Saturday, not Saturday 3 days ago, but 2 days ago, the previous Saturday before that, I hit 14, 15, one board press, and then I did a drop set. It sounds so stupid, but I did a drop set to 1100 and did it for 7 reps. I wanted 10 really fucking bad. Just didn't happen. I think I was a little pooped from hitting the max single, but still a decent PR. Most reps I've done with 1,100 pounds full range by a lot. So, and then squats on Sundays have been going really fucking well. Squats yesterday were fantastic. We had a giant crew. I hadn't squatted for 2 weeks because we were, again, in Dallas and York. So coming in after 2 weeks of no squats was awesome. It's going really well. Squatted in my suit without the briefs. I thought like that'd be better to like break in the suit a little bit more. So no briefs, just suit by itself. And for the top 3 sets, I'm pretty sure I put light knee wraps on. And Katie did my knee wraps for me. I have 2-meter KLA 1000s, the entry level wrap. Because I have 3-meter 3000s. I love them, but I need an entry level wrap because I suck at knee wraps. I fucking hate knee wraps. But entry level wraps, you can make them really loose. You can crank them down a little bit. They're 2-meter. They're light. The lightest wrap that Anderson sells. That's what I'm using right now. And eventually I might, get into some heavier wraps. Let's see. What do you recommend for benching more weight? Oh, I could recommend things all day and night. Train heavy, eat a lot of food, eat a lot of calories, and sleep a lot. That's the catalyst. If you're not getting sleep, you're not going to recover. Oh, he's doing supercharged RAM. Okay, with the 600. Good to go, Tony. Make sure I'm not catching up here. Tim says, "How's the multiply squat and deadlift training going?" Oh, I just kind of got into that a little bit ago. Can you give us some numbers? What kind of suits are you in? I'm in a Boss suit. I've got an OG Boss from Jeff Frank. So thank you, Jeff Frank from Team Anderson. OG Boss. It got modified by Rob Farrell's sweet mother, Denise. So thank you, Denise. She told me she did it in like 4 hours. I'm like, you did some quality fucking work for 4 hours. And I've got a pair of single ply briefs. So I'm doing a OG Boss, single ply briefs. That's it. But like I said, this Sunday we were doing SSB up to a max single, and I just used the suit by itself. No briefs. Now next weekend I might try to go even heavier and do suit with briefs. I've got a single ply deadlift suit, and I suck at deadlift, so I'm going to take anything I can get, to help me out with that pain in the ass lift. Let's see. Alex says, Jimmy, I just some benching on a tight single ply shirt and either shoulder fat is leaking out of the collar or I'm shrugging as I get to the touch point. Any advice? Besides not doing that, you have to set the shoulder blades properly before the bar even leaves the rack. I do have a video on my YouTube page about setting the shoulder blades on the bench if you want to check that out. It'll explain it a lot better than I can just here in person, but you have to plant your shoulder blades down the bench and then drive yourself up the pad using lower body drive, leaving your shoulder blades behind, trying to stretch out your back skin. It really helps if you use sticky spray. If you use I use Marucci, it's baseball bat spray. It's like Pine Tar. What a fucking rookie. And it's used for baseball. So whenever the baseball season comes around, all the cans are missing. So how dare it be used for what it's meant for? But if you're sliding on the bench, you're not going to maintain a good position anyway. So you have to stick to that pad. I know people put bands on the length of the pad that works to a point, but after a while, it's not going to work. It's not enough. It's not enough friction. I gotta catch up. Let's see. Cool, I'm caught up. Let's see what we got here. Strength's next generation says, Jimmy, do you ever look at a commerce conversion table, kilogram to pound or to meat, and say, do you have one with my weight? Not really. I have everything kind of I know what kind of bar we're going to use, what kind of collars we're going to use. And we just know like ahead of time what it's going to take to load that weight. So, I mean, it'd be stupid to make a whole kilogram chart up to, 1,500 pounds. So let's see. Nothing more fun than having the bar shoot you across the bench. There you go. Yep. Let's see here. Have had great results past couple of months using reverse grip bench. Awesome. On my raw volume day versus standard grip. That's a very common thing. Don't feel near as beat up as I used to get going into my equip day. Well, good. I will never, and I've done 2 seminars this month, and I've told them all, I've introduced the reverse grip. I've told them all the reverse grip is the superior way to bench in most cases. It just gets better for the shoulders, puts all the stress on the triceps. You can use your upper back more. It's just going to have more carryover to your equipped stuff. Let's see. And Alex, yeah. It's on my YouTube page. Let's see. Any tips for not sinking when trying for the touch? You have to. I always use the rubber band analogy. So if you're being soft under the weight, if you're trying to stretch a rubber band over a cotton ball, the cotton ball would just depress, the band wouldn't stretch. So when you stretch a rubber band over, say, like something harder, like a bowling ball or something like that, the ball doesn't move, the band stretches. You have to let that material compress and stretch over your body. I always use the term, be patient when going for a touch. Some people will panic touch, bring the bar out of position and panic touch, and then they have to pull the bar back into the line before pressing and waste more energy. It's tough. It's once you do it right, and it also depends on what kind of equipment you're using. If you're in a poly, it's tough. I call that moving away from the bar. When the weight's coming down, the shirt gets tight, they sink and they move away. So the shirt's not stretching anymore. The weight's coming down via you're just moving. You have to stay in to the shirt, let that shirt compress over top of you. Joel Hicks, what's up, man? What do you suggest to work on being more stable on a heavy bench press? Upper back, and also, I don't know what kind of stance you're using. I have to look at your videos, Joel. But your stance, if it's narrow, I suggest going wide, get a wide base. Your upper back is going to be the absolute catalyst when it comes to your stabilization. Upper back is what's in contact with the pad. I cannot stress enough, bench is built with triceps and upper back. So I would suggest more upper back work. Let's see. I'm going to catch up here. Let's see. Oh, okay. 1 Rep Max says, by the way, based on what we talked about before, I've been messing with my denims. Damn. Again, and I noticed that the rubber thingies made me a better denim bencher. Well, I'm really glad to hear that. Feels like it taught me to lean on the material more, and I'm liking the results. Keeping it light. In the meantime, though, okay, good to go. Yeah, I'm so jealous that you get to work with AJ Roberts. That's freaking cool, man. And Tony says upper back is your base. Work it. Yep. So I was talking to the last seminar I did. We were talking about the importance of it. Traps, lats, rhomboids, teres major, even lower back. I'm not going to say oh, Andrew's on here. What's up, dude? Cody, what's going on, guys? Yeah, but I'm not going to say lower back's going to absolutely, build your bench, but it is part of your back. It is part of your body. When you're trying to lift the most weight possible, why leave something weak? So if working training lower back even gives me a quarter or a 0.5%, at that level, I'm going to take it. Cody Plum says, did a back workout from 2021 today. Ooh, which that sounds terrible. Must have been 2021. That must have been an ABC workout. And I was still doing the ABCs on Patreon there. Alex, can I send you a couple of pictures of my single ply shirt? I've got a couple of seams along the arms that are a bit concerning. Yes, please. You can do that. Alex, just DM me on Instagram, or you can email me if it's easier, but I'll get to it quicker if it's on Instagram because I'm not good with email and stuff. And Cody says, yep, that's a ABC workout. I was considering bringing that back, but I don't know. I don't feel like doing it right now. A little out of shape. Well, that might be a good change up. I don't know. I'll bring it back. I have to go back through the ABCs and like redo all the letters just so I can have like an up-to-date format for all the movement that I do now. Let's see. Augie says, do you use bands against bar either on max or light day? Pretty much no, I don't. I really don't like AR or accommodating resistance. That's just not something I'm into. We compete in a sport where we use straight weight on the platform. So I'm a really big believer in being proficient and getting better at lifting straight weight. I'd say in the year of 2020, what year is this? 23. Last year of 22, I can count twice that I put bands on a bar. And I think both was just for like doing lockouts. When I didn't want to have to load up like a lot of weight. So I just put a lot of bands on the bar instead. So literally twice an entire year. I don't like relying on accommodating resistance or short. People call it AR now. Let's see. Do you use my finger is still attached? Couldn't bench for almost 2 weeks. That's gnarly, dude. Good shit. Makes sense. Thank you. You're welcome. So anyway, yeah. So we're doing. Jesus, I got 3 Saturdays left. I've got 3 Saturdays to train. The 4th Saturday is, of course, meet day, July 29th. It doesn't really feel like crunch time because I train heavy and I lift heavy year round. So I don't have to like prep for it. I don't have to periodize. I don't need to peak. I do need to keep my forearms in check. They've been hurting a lot. My left one was really pissing me off. Got it worked on. And it's like I know what the cause is. I just need to. It's like if I took a little bit of time off, but I'm not going to either. So it's like, what do I do? But yeah, so 3 more training weeks, and then it's time to compete. So I'm pretty excited. The venue it's in the middle of nowhere. Right? The closest like major area to where we're going is Johnson City in Tennessee, and Elizabethton is there's like nothing there. It's even like it's almost impossible to even find like an Airbnb. So we booked. Kyle Chapman was kind enough to send me some hotel information of something that was like 8 minutes from the venue. The gym is gigantic. Looks kind of commercial, but it's a very, very big facility. It's gonna be a good time. I've got a really good feeling about it. So I get nervous thinking about it. Cody, I saw something from Cody. Okay, I use bands like a motherfucker, but usually to mimic machines I don't have in my gym. Well, that makes more sense. So I guess he's just talking about like bands on bench or like reverse bands. When I was a teenager, when I was in my 20s, I would do a lot of reverse bands. Like every second or third week was a reverse band setup. But I really got away from that because, again, I kind of looked at like Tiny Meeker used a lot of reverse bands, and somebody like Scott Mendelson did not. And Ryan did a healthy combination of both. But once I ditched the bands, I found a lot more success. So that's what I do now. And what we got here? Manlet Strength says, what numbers are you shooting for at the meet? I want to have a successful meet. That's how I word it usually. I just want to have a successful day and have fun and come out with no injuries. Aiden Duff, what's going on? So, but yeah. So anyway, after this meet in July, the rest of the year is, I don't even know if I'll have time to compete again. It's stacked. I got a whole stacked year. Looking forward to. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. That's yeah, you got the number right. On an opener too. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Cody says, I feel like the reverse bands are just a dick swinging contest. It can turn into one because, you know, I saw a guy do a lift and he literally had, the weight would have been respectable, but this is like 2 years ago, but there was 2 reverse blue bands per side. I was like, I mean, there's there's a lot of weight on the bar, but even at the top of the lift, you're not going to feel the. I just again, I see this is why I just don't like accommodating resistance. I want to know exactly what I'm lifting. If I put bands on the bar, yeah, you can kind of guess based on what the manufacturer says resistance is, but at the same time, I just want to know what I'm lifting. So let's see. Okay, cool. So anyway, after July, what we got going on? I got a meet that we're helping run, and I'm judging in North Carolina. Then we're going to go to Ohio to visit some family. It's still in August. I think the month of September we're free. That's when it's from October on. We've got the Swiss I'll be speaking at the Swiss Symposium. That's in October, or that's in November. Fuck, I can't remember. I think it's October. And then we've got a meet in October. We've got the north of the border in November, the York Barbell Hall of Fame meet in November, and then we got Wabdell Worlds also in November out in Vegas. So from August on, except for that month of September, we're pretty much stacked until we get into December. Bear Post. Oh boy, Bear Post is on here. What's going on, man? Let's see. Okay, cool. But Dawn 40. No, it's I think it's going to be the flat one, just the 00. I think so. Cody says, "Sorry to mean it." Oh, dude, Cody, you're my boy, man. I like when you're on here. I like talking to you. Let's get a little reminder for me here. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, so squats have been good. I didn't think those words would come out of my mouth, but yeah, squats have been going really well. It's been really, really cool. Let's see. Also, I see questions and I want to make sure I get them. Wabdell is still, dude. Yeah, Wabdell is not around where I'm at, but Ohio, I think Michigan, out west. I think the Hawaiians are pretty much keeping it alive. But it's the Wabdell Worlds. When I was there in 2012, it was 6 days. I think this year it's like 5 days. It's a big fed. They got one of the biggest worlds in the sport of powerlifting. Logan says, have you tried the single ply F8? I have 2 of them, and I really like them. One's a stock one from Anderson Powerlifting, one of the Texas High School Powerlifting Association shirts, and I got a single ply custom made one from Rob Farrell. And I like them both. October 7th, IPA in Bristol. I don't think we're making that one, old school. We were going to, but I some of my guys that were going to do it, that are not doing it now. I don't think we're going to make that one. Yeah, I'm kind of in the prep work 2 lit, 4 full power. I did full power back when I was in my late teens, early 20s, but I've been focusing on bench for like the last 10 years. Hey, WABDL is a fantastic federation to get into. Yeah, they got and every WABDL meet is like a world qualifier. So if you do one WABDL meet and you do well and you place well, I think you're in the worlds. Oh, I'm sorry, Joel. I've tried to do a wider foot stance, but it seemed to flatten me out on the bench, kills my arch when I go wider. You have to find a happy medium because when you go super tucked under the bench, you maintain maximum arch, but you sacrifice leg drive and stability. You go too wide, you sacrifice some arch, but you have maximum leg drive and stability. Can you leg press more weight or leg extension more weight? That's what I always say. Yes, Beard says, Beard Dub. You mentioned once before that you tend to like single ply better than multiply. Why is that? Because you can wear it so much damn tighter and make that one single layer stretch such a further distance as compared to multiply. Until someone does 1,121 pounds in a multiply poly, I can still say single ply is superior to multiply. But there's a lot of reasons why. Now single ply doesn't last as long; it stretches out a lot quicker than a multiply shirt does. But yeah, they do last a little bit less. The shelf life is a little bit less. Oh, Thomas, what's up, man? But when I leg press, my ass comes up. Oh shit. Oh, Reggie's on here. What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well too, man. I know we talked the other night, but if you want to talk again, just give me a call. I got you. Just be positive up here, man. Alex says, I hate squats and deads with a burning passion. So do I. But watching recently has been making me want to get in some briefs. That's how I started, like 7 or 8 months ago. I just got into a pair of single ply briefs. The same single ply briefs I've been using this entire time. So, yeah, it's good shit. Let's see. All right, cool. Let's see. How light do you bench comparatively speaking on Wednesday to your Saturday? Fairly. I mean, depending on the variation, it could be 600, 700, 800 pounds. Sometimes if I'm going really heavy, it could be 1,000. But yeah, significantly 300 to 400 pounds lighter on average than my Saturdays. I have missed a few. Logan, what is a good starter bench shirt you can use if you train alone? The single ply F8s from Anderson are very simple shirts, very easy to get on and off. I actually cut the back up on mine, so it's even easier to get off. If you want to go the poly route, I would suggest like an F6, or if you bench really flat, a Fury from Titan or from Anderson Powerlifting. But if you're training alone, I mean, the F8s are like the wave right now. That's like the wave of like what's currently like considered like the new bench shirts. So if you do happen to go through Anderson Powerlifting for anything, you can always use my Instagram handle right here, Kolbstrong, as a discount code, 10% off. Save you a little bit of money. Let me see. Pin press or board press. I like to refer to both of those as extensions. So pin extension or a board extension. If you just tell somebody that we're doing board press, we're doing pin press, then that's exactly what you do. You press off the board, you press off the pins, and that doesn't give you any carryover. And you have to learn to extend with the triceps. That's one of the things. I have videos on that on my YouTube as well. That's one of my key talking points when I do these seminars. These two have been in Virginia. Last year it was in North Carolina. I did one in Boston. Oh, that was such a long fucking drive. But yeah, I think there's value to doing both. So you have to do both. I do think so to get full strength and full carryover. Let's see. Don says, cut the back open on the Texas single ply. So much easier to get into. Right. That's exact. I did that like, I think the first workout, I tried getting into it. I was like, no. Took it off, cut it down. I left like a 4-inch piece of material left on the bottom, so it would stay on when I put it on. But yeah, the entire back I cut right down. Much easier. And then Alex says, somebody told me that the single ply doesn't even compare to the double ply F8s. How much of a difference? Yeah, it's there's a huge difference. But for like, I think, oh, okay, that's not the question. Yeah, no, they're you can't even compare the two. The band shirts, I think, work so well because of how much material there is with them. So if you have a single ply one, it's still cool to use. They're going to last forever, but it's not going to give you a lot. But they are easy to use and easy to learn. So if somebody's benching alone, it's perfect. And then we had okay. I should have been more specific. Which do you prefer most and has more care? Oh, I see. I'll be honest, I do a lot more board extensions than I do pin extensions. So I will say that. So definitely, I think the board is superior, but I think you should go back and forth and use both. I think they both have value. So it's just however you want to do it. What's your opinion on using Smolov? I don't know what that is. Cool. And then we got Alex. Nope, Dave. Dave hit a new PR of 330 pounds raw, 5-pound improvement. Hey, 5 pounds is 5 pounds. Using the pad to keep the shoulders down, most control I've ever felt on a max attempt. All right, well, good deal. 5 pounds, that's, what would Louis say? If you do 5 pounds once a month for 12 months, that's a lot of weight added to your max. So, yeah, Louis was all about 5-pound PRs. And we got Joel Hicks. Would it be easier to get into my super katana if I cut the back? It would, but you are sacrificing a little bit of the tightness. If it's closed back, I'm assuming that means it's single ply, Joel. The point with the back being closed, it's going to maintain some tightness. If you cut it up the back, like even just give it like a little V cut at the top, it's going to open that shirt up and make it not as tight. So if it's single ply, I would just leave it closed. If it's double ply, okay, we can talk. Like you can cut that down the back a little bit. But with single ply, it's single ply. I would just leave it alone. I wouldn't fuck with the back. Yes, it might ease your getting into it, but you are going to sacrifice some of that tightness. So I wouldn't do that. Anything else? Yes, but single ply, no. Alex says, so if you were planning to go to a 2-ply shirt, would starting in a 1-ply band even be worth it? So if you're planning to go to a 2-ply, no. If you're going straight into like the F8s, then no. If you're already planning on going to the 2-ply, starting at a 1, no, I would just go straight to the 2 in that case. If your original plan was to get into a 2-ply, just go straight to the 2. Again, as long as Anderson has singles, doubles, and triples in stock of your size, and I know all the 2-plies and 3-plies. I'm pretty sure every size is in stock right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think there might be one size that's out of stock on the 2s. All the 3s are full. You will get your shirt in 2 or 3 days. Yes, that because that is what Anderson has done over all these decades, is built that legendary customer service. So if you go through Anderson, you'll have it in 2 or 3 days as long as it's in stock. Again, use Kolbstrong, KOLB, S2RNG, one word, 10% off your order. You'll get it lightning fast. Oh, and James says, happy anniversary. Well, thank you. We just celebrated our 10 years. That was quite a special day for us. Thank you very much. 10 years of marriage, not just like being together, but 10 years of marriage. Thank you. I gotta catch up. Okay, Cody says, what is the quick version of that ABC shit you were doing in 21? It might be good to know what I'm copying. Okay, so I posted in the Patreon there, Cody. It was a chart that had the ABCs, and every single letter had a back movement associated with it. and I would have my patrons give me a word, usually limited to like a 6, maybe 7 letter word, and I would spell that word and do the movements that were associated with all the letters. So preferably words that had like letters that didn't repeat would be great. I had a couple that did. I think I had one day where I did rack pulls twice because it had like 2 T's or 2 S's or something in it. So that's what it is. The ABCs was just like, okay, give me a word, toaster. And I would do, okay, T is T-bar rows, O is pen lay rows, A is pull downs or whatever. So that's what that was. Would you be able to pin that workout on your Patreon? I could probably, I don't know if I'll be able to pin it. I could probably go back and find the ABCs, and then I could like copy and paste it to the top. I could probably do something like that, but I can't like pin stuff on on Patreon. It doesn't work like that. I'll do what I can. I can try and find it. I haven't posted it in like 2 years, so I'm trying to I might revamp it though, where I'll actually like redo the ABCs and give them all new like movements per letter. Toby Hurley says Rob can also customize the sleeve so you can set the arms yourself. Oh, no shit. Set your arms yourself off your training alone too. No, I did not know that. I know he could customize the sleeves like that. Let's see here. Snipe. What are your favorite foods for recovery? I'm not a good person to ask about nutrition or diet. I just eat everything. Fast food is pretty common. Things high in carbs and calories, so pastas, rice, chicken. I eat red meat, not very often, maybe twice a week at most, if I even get it in. So, weight gainer shakes, high dense calories. You can drink it. Pretty easy. If you can't eat your calories, drink your calories. Right now, I'm using the MHP mass gainer. It's called 1350 Triple XL. High in calories, highly nutrient dense weight gainer shake. So that's pretty much how I get it in. Can you also customize? Okay. I benched. What's your weight? Okay. I benched 270 kilos with the 3-ply Widowmaker. My raw max is 150. Is that good? Yeah, that's a good transfer, Sam. I would definitely say that's a good transfer. Absolutely. My weight is sitting. I think I'm 326, if I'm not mistaken. That's like a good weight for me. I was 342 in November, and I had reached the point of like diminishing return with that much weight. Let's see. What's your weight sitting at? Hey, Jimmy, got a question for you. My buddy benched 800 in a poly. What do you think a bench with an F8? If he's an 800-pound poly bencher, that's actually really damn good, and he's a good bencher, and technically speaking, and he's strong. As long as he works slow, because you got to think about bones loading up all that weight. I'm telling you, people are snapping their arms all the time now. As long as you work up slow over the course of months, I'd say in half a year to 8 months, you could bench 1,000. Absolutely. Just because something might allow you to go that heavy right away does not mean you should, because again, people are snapping their forearms in half. That's not something you want to get into. All right. ABCs was posted last December. Thank you, Alex. I will try to remember that last December of 2022 then. Okay. Jack DeBerry, what's up, man? Join the bench program. Thanks. Hypothetical question. If you had to compete in a full power meet and a different powerlifting grade had to write your programming. Jack DeBerry, I am actually putting that into a YouTube video as we speak. All those question boxes, we weren't able to like answer it right away. So I'm making a YouTube video with all those questions being answered. Your question is in there. So I think that was you that asked it. But yeah, that question is in there. I was editing it today. It should be posted by tomorrow or Wednesday. So your question will get answered. It's in the video. Terry says, what's up, brother? Pop by real quick. Say hi. Oh, it's 340 in Greece. That's gross, man. Sorry. Let's see. Snipe, you had a question too. I think yeah, you did. You asked a question for in the chat box in the question box. So again, same thing with you. I'm posting a video on YouTube tomorrow answering. I believe one of those question boxes was yours. The forearm measurement, right? Right? Yeah, I'll leave that for the YouTube video. It's gonna get posted, like I said, if not tomorrow, by Wednesday. And thank you for December on Patreon. Thank you, Nate. If you are stuck in a prison cell and cannot leave until you strict overhead press 405, what would your strategy to get out of the cell as fast as possible? You have access to all equipment. I'd start with mastering, probably doing like, if I could do like handstand push-ups, master like my own body weight first, body weight movements, things like that. Get really good at moving my own body weight, and then I would go over to start working with weights and stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I've never had to think of something like that, but have access to all equipment. I'd really hammer the trunk, the abs, because you got to be able to support that weight overhead and protect your spine. So a lot of ab work, obviously working sport specificity, working the actual movement, the overhead press, a lot of dumbbell work too, and doing everything standing, nothing actually seated. I'd have to actually, and then you have to probably pick it up, right? You got to be able to clean it. If we're talking about like no equipment whatsoever, just pick it up from the ground. You got to be able to clean the motherfucker too. So yeah, that's a lot. Terry says, I owe you a video regarding the reverse grip bench. Saved my ass at my last meet a month ago. Oh shit. That's incredible. You don't need to give me credit for that. You're doing all the work, right? Good to go. Thoughts to get over mental barriers for benching with no spotter. As long you can do it. Toby Hurley lifts by himself up to 700 pounds in the bench in his garage by himself. As long as you're safe, as long as you have body savers, some kind of like benching in a power rack, as long as you know those pins are literally a quarter inch from like your touch point, if you drop the weight, you're not going to get hurt. I think that's the answer to benching alone. What's going on? Plans for competing this year? Yes, I got a competition this month on the 29th. And then we're pretty stacked the rest of the year. So the 29th over in Tennessee, and then we've got North Carolina, Ohio, York, Vegas, Ohio again, and Pennsylvania. I've got a lot coming up. It's going to be a busy week. Or busy, it's going to be a busy week. It's going to be a busy fucking year. Let's see. And Nate says, thanks for the thoughtful response. Well, you're welcome. But yeah, so I just can't. So, Jesus. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna. I've got a really good feeling about this one. I think this number was there at my last meet. I made really poor choices when it came to picking my numbers. So we also ran into a situation with the bench we were lifting on. They let me take my last two warm-ups on the platform. So my 1,000 and 1155 was my two last warm-ups. And basically, like, my 1155 is a Dynabody bench. Dynabody benches have that cross beam, okay, that goes from one support to the other, that cross beam, like a Forza. So your handoff guy, his shins are right against that fucking beam. It's not a walk-through spotter platform. Something like an Invictus bench or a Elite FTS bench, right? And they tried handing out my 1155 to me. I had to throw it back in the rack because I couldn't get it out far enough. Had to reset, take it one more time. My opener, I was like, whoa, that 1155 felt heavy. It's because I had to take it out twice with I just put it in the rack, reset, took it back out. So I lowered my opener from like 13 to 1250. They had to hand that out to me twice. So I took 1250 out, couldn't get it out far enough, had to throw it back in the rack, sat up. I'm like, hey, just fucking skip me. Or just skip me. I don't want to hold up the meat. I'll just move on. I'll just come back on the next one. They're like, no, take your time. Just take your time, reset. So I took my wraps off. I reset for a quick second, got blood back in my hands, rewrapped, laid back down, took 1250 out again. it wouldn't touch. So I was like, a whole wasted attempt. I went up to 1320. It was convincingly not even close to touching. So I went up to 1326 to chip my 1320 record. And it would officially be the first 600 kilogram like powerlifting lift ever done. Because 1320 is actually 599.8 kilos or some shit like that. So my calculator failed me when I called for 1320 back in February of 22. So I called for 1326. That was a literal hair from touching. And I got pissed. And I was like, fuck this. So I just threw it up anyway, did the whole lift. Didn't get it, but I had that confidence because I had pressed. I was like, whoa, like that. That's never moved that fast before. I had that confidence. I was like, oh, I'm having fun now. This is great. This next lift's going to be the bomb. But I went to 1350. It touched. I pressed it. Okay, new all-time world record and a 30-pound PR, which was huge for me. But I could have done it that day. This number I'm talking about, I could have done it that day had I not made so many poor choices. We also had to overcome that unforeseen circumstance with the cross beam, on the Dynabody bench. Okay, we got Brock. Jimmy, I have a question for you about getting a bigger bench. My friend Abu said he's going to absolutely obliterate your max without your honest opinion. Is he going to plate your bench? I'm not sure what that means. Let's see. Okay. Any advice for someone wanting to get into equipped lifting? Logan, I forget it. I also did a question box and I answered that question as well. But I can't remember if it was your name or not. Logan, I don't think it was. Equipped lifting, if you want to get into it, buy used equipment. That's what I suggest. Go on eBay. Go on to Facebook. Go to Multiply Powerlifting. Or just guys in your area, in your gym, and buy used equipment. Don't try to get something that's brand new. It's going to be really frustrating to break in the new equipment because breaking in new equipment is absolutely hell. Okay. So buy used equipment, stuff that's already broken in, learn how to use it, be around guys that know what they're doing. That's also a really big factor. Things can be done alone. I got friends on here that are proof of that. Toby, for one, Cody Plum. Well, he has like his wife and stuff, but I know William Lee lifts completely alone too. So, but yeah, buy used equipment and learn how to use that first. Find guys that know what the fuck they're doing, guys who can guide you and teach you how to do it, and then you'll be good to go after that. So I don't think I say that. My first bench shirt, yes, I am correct. My first bench shirt ever was a hand-me-down 10-year-old double ply Karen Klein denim. Adam Hicks threw it to me and said, if you can learn to bench in this, you can bench in anything. And to this day, that has been true. I've told that story many, many times. He just came into we were in the YMCA. He saw me. He was going to Kent State. So he was lifting at Blackstone's. And he was going to Kent State for school. So in between classes, he was just coming over to the Y. He didn't want to because the Y sucked. But he came over to the Y and saw me. He took me under his wing and said, threw me a bench shirt one day. It was cool. Looked like just a raggedy pair of blue jeans, which is literally, it's made of denim. And that's that shirt that I bench 550 with in the gym. And that would be my same shirt that I would use and learn to eventually bench press 700. I use that same shirt, relatively the same body weight, to go from 550 to 700. A 10-year-old denim. And then when I benched 700 as a teenager, that's how I got picked up by Anderson. So kind of the short version of the story. Let's see. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? I don't know. I feel pretty normal, just like anybody else would. A little groggy, hungry. So a little dried out by the CPAP, but other than that, I feel pretty good. Terry Conjugate. Finally got around to grab a few bench bands recently. Honest opinion on the F8. The single ply Widowmaker looks real nice. Yeah. Single ply F8s. I have two of them. I love my single plies. They're easy to use. You can touch light weights. You can touch heavy weights depending on how you wear them. I think the F8s are designed to be multi-layered, but to fit that niche, to fit that market, single ply is an option. Um, I I can definitely say the custom F8 single ply. I like that one more than the Texas high school single ply that we offer at Anderson Powerlifting. I have both. I have one of each. Um, the belly on the high school shirt is actually made of wrap material, so it's not it's a little more stiff on the belly, but you know, it's yeah, they're nice. I like them. Let's see here. I gotta check something. Okay. The first bench shirt I ever had was a used Inzer Blast. Good God, that a customer gave me when I worked at Publix in my early 20s. I was the shit when I got that shirt. I loved my fucking. I used to bench with my denim shirt wearing jeans. There's denim on denim. I loved that fuck. I wish I don't know what happened to that damn shirt. I think it's at Blackstone's. I actually think it's at John's. I might want to ask him the next time I'm home if I could like take it home with me. Because that shirt was near and dear to me. Yeah. I'd let it go once I got picked up by Anderson and also by Titan at the time too. Titan Sports Systems and Anderson Powerlifting at the same time. I had to let it go because I had to stay like exclusive, you know. Do you feel electrolytes make you stronger? No. Help you with hydration probably, but they're not gonna make you stronger. How do you bench heavy? I don't know. Let's do it. Let's see. Cool. And then Dawn says, "Is the custom single ply closed back?" Also, no, the custom one is not. The custom one has Velcro closures, just like double, triple, quad shirts do. He made me that shirt specifically. I was asking for a piece that I could use at the Arnold Classic this year. So that's the shirt that I used at the Arnold on the stage. That was a fun meet. That was my first time ever competing in that meet with that form of competition. So the designated opener for the heavyweights was 750. To my knowledge, that was the heaviest designated opener that had ever been done at the Arnold before, like at this last man standing. Before it was like I think 680, or it was in the sixes. So we started at 750, 859, 950. I went to 1,000. It was pretty cool. 6 attempts. Normally you stop at 3, or if I don't feel like doing much, I do 1 attempt or 2 attempts and I go home. We did 6 attempts, you know. A little bit of strategy involved with that meet. That's why it was fun. It was a different form of competing. So Keith Odell kind of convinced me to do it. He runs it, and him and Rich do it every year. And Keith competes in it, and he helps run it. Pretty cool. But he convinced me to do it, and it was a blast. I definitely want to do it again. This coming Arnold, there's the Anderson bench meet, the bench invitational. So I don't think I'll be doing both, you know. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, I say I won't do both, then I think I will do both. At the same time, though, whenever I do the Arnold meets, it's like I'm getting pulled away from the booth. I'm there to work. Like, yeah, I competed this year for the first time in almost a decade, but like I'm there to work the booth for Anderson and Kevin. So me doing the meet is pulling me away from that job. So I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, but I don't know, guys. What else we got going on? Oh, I'm sorry. We got Mikey. Sorry if someone had asked already, but do you think you could take the raw record in the bench too? You're a beast. I don't know. I don't really care about the raw record. Okay. Bye-bye. There you go. Anyway. But yeah, so Full Power is coming along splendidly, and I've got a lot of people in my corner. I've got Andrew over here. I'm really excited with that. I've got Chris. I got Dean, Owen, Joe. I mean, Katie, pretty much my entire crew. Like my entire crew that's helping me on bench are there for me in full power too. It's getting exciting. It's finally going well. No. Yeah, bye-bye. But it's going well. I'm excited. It's a change of pace. It's a challenge as well, because I'm multiply. Bench is probably going to be single ply. I'm going to use a poly bench shirt. I'm not going to use the band shirts in full power. I'm just not going to. I can't consider myself in the same league. This is my opinion. Okay, this is my opinion. I can't consider myself to be, when I eventually get there, but I can't consider myself to be in the same league as Chad Ikes, AJ Roberts, Dave Hoff, Donnie Thompson. If I do it very differently than how they did it, I want to join those ranks with those guys, those legends, eventually. But I want to do it the way they did it. They did it with traditional bench shirts, poly bench shirts. So when I reach a specific goal in like multiply or like, traditional full power, then yeah, maybe I'll cross over and do band shirt full power. But I'm not going to do that right away. I'm going to go right back to the poly shirts, and it's really exciting though. I'm having a blast doing it. It's really coming along quickly. Now that the prep work, I've been doing the prep work, as I call it, for the last 7 or 8 months. I'll go ahead and plug the Patreon there really quick. But if you want to watch what I do, every workout, every set, every rep of every movement that I do in the gym, it's on Patreon. $10 a month, you can watch all my workouts with full commentary over top. That's 5 workouts a week: Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you want to watch that, that's cool. You want to support me a little bit. We also have YouTube members. If you don't want to hop on Patreon, YouTube members get the exact same content for $10. So yeah, appreciate that. Oh, Matt Brooks, what's up, man? I guess better later than never. Yeah, so we decided to start doing this on Monday nights because Sunday nights we're switching our squats from Sunday, like early afternoons, to Sunday evenings, because that was a general consensus with the group. So yep, it's going to be a Monday night thing from this point forward. But yeah, so it's going well. I'm really excited for it, man. Trust me, bench is still my jam. I just have like personal goals that I want to hit with squat and deadlift, and also total. Yeah, I'm sure you could pull and squat a lot of weight if you choose to do a full meet. The deadlift is what's going to be the heel. That's what's going to be the limiting factor. It really is. And Tony, no, I have not tried it yet. We don't buy pudding. I gotta remember to buy pudding first. We just don't do it. So I apologize. Pudding mix with protein powder is what Tony on YouTube keeps trying to get me to remember to fucking do, and I haven't done it yet. But I have a bench press body, and I'm not designed to deadlift, and it really fucking is very fucking hard for me to do, and it sucks, and I hate it, and it sucks, but it's part of the sport. So, do you like squatting and deadlifting on the same day when you place them in your weekly routine? Yeah, because you got to think too. Like if you go to a meet, you're never going to be fresh for the deadlift. So me kind of training for the deadlift is doing it pretty exhausted. Like if I go into the gym fresh and the first thing I can do is deadlift and I can pull a big PR pull, that is not what I'm going to be able to do in the meet, because I'm going to squat 3 attempts, bench 3 attempts probably, and then try to deadlift later on, like after a 10 or 12 hour day. So yeah, I always deadlift pre-exhausted. How do you build up the strength to do this? You can't find anyone else doing this. I don't understand the question. But yeah, it's going. I'm having a blast doing it. It's really fun. Sunday was cool because there was generally 2 groups. There was a group that came in at noon, which is what we always did, and then a group that came in later around 4 or 5. And we merged the 2. Now we're coming in at late. Now our group just like doubled in size. So that really helps too. That girl ass says benching is bay. It's always better than the other two lifts. Always. It's always better. Yep. It's always better. No. Not happening, bro. Sorry, just taking some trash out. Anyway, yeah, benching is just always. It's always better. It's been my thing for the last 10 years. When I did full power, I did okay at it, but I just didn't enjoy it. It sucked. But then I think about it, like if I was that successful at it, 10, 12, 13 years ago, if I would have just kept doing it all this time, where could I be? But then that's what I did with the bench, and that's where I'm at now. So I can't complain too much. And then what we got? She's asking, can you talk about your strategy for warm-ups? Okay. So let's just talk bench because that's right. That's just my thing, right? Um, before I even touch the empty bar, I do Donnie Thompson shoulder protocol. If you don't know what that is, you can just YouTube it. Donnie Thompson shoulder protocol. He puts a big band around something that's not going to get pulled over, and he puts it right across the shoulder right here. Step forward to get some pressure. He does shoulder rolls, punches and pronations. Then he puts that same band on the back of his shoulder, hand on the hip or behind the back, and do chicken wings. It's hard to, I can't keep it in frame here, but I do the Donnie Thompson shoulder protocol on both shoulders before I even grab the empty bar. So I do the shoulder protocol first. I wait about 2 or 3 minutes after that. I warm up with the bar. Sometimes I do the bar 2 to 3 sets because the first set feels like dog shit. So I'll do the bar 2 to 3 sets, 10, 15, 20 reps a piece. And then I move to a plate. Now, after the empty bar, I switch to my reverse grip. I only pronate when I do the empty bar. Anything above the empty bar, a quarter, a red, whatever it is, I go reverse. Benching backwards, it's magical. I'm telling you guys, it has changed. You got to think about this. I benched pronated. Now, an equipment is different. Okay, I'm talking purely raw since a lot of people are raw on here. I bench pronated for 16 years. Once I learned how to reverse grip right and got used to it, I dropped 16 years of doing something one way like a bad fucking habit. Immediately, and I will never go back. I tell people to take it to the bank. I will never go back to pronated raw bench ever. So that says anything. And then I just accordingly to what the weight that's going to be lifted that day, I warm up accordingly. So let's see. Just taking out some more trash. Anyway, so that's how I do it. And that helped. I hope that helped you over here on Instagram. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. I do it the exact same way. I do that for meats. I do that for just taking out some more trash. Bro, it's just whatever. Don't worry about it, Andrew. I do that for Danny Thompson, shoulder protocol, reverse grip. Yeah, Donnie Thompson, not Danny Thompson. DONNIE, Donnie Thompson. So, yeah, that changed my life. I do that for meets. I do that for max effort. I do that for shirt work, not shirt work. I always do the protocol first. What he words it differently. He says it's getting your Donnie. It's getting your soft tissue prepared and for the abuse you're about to put it through. And again, my DMs are open. If anybody has more questions on that or wants to send videos, I critique videos. Or if you say, hey, can you look at this for me? Again, for everybody here, DMs are open. Just message me. I'll get to you. Matt Brooks, I know the other key in doing them in the same day, if you don't squat twice per week, is that you have 7 days of recovery for the spine. Yeah. He's talking about squatting and deadlifting on the same day. So that sometimes on Tuesdays, like tomorrow morning, me and Chris might do block pulls. I don't just for the upper back development. We might not. I don't know how we're feeling. Chris came off a week vacation. Well, not really a work trip where he was down in Florida. So it was a vacation. He was in freaking Florida. But he came back from that week off and did squats and there you go. And then anyway, but he came off from a week of that work. He went up to a certain weight and was like, "Oh, my back just can't take it." Right. He hit a wall. So I don't know if we'll be doing. I'll have to text him when I'm off here, but he might not be doing block pulls tomorrow. This depends. We do block pulls not to really like think about building the deadlift. We do block pulls to try to build the upper back more. That's what we're doing it for. So I don't know, but yeah, if you do them the same day, you have 7 days to recover, and you're training it. Like I said, you're training the deadlift pre-exhausted. You're never going to be fresh for a deadlift in a full power meet. I know that from experience. Jeez. And then Thomas says, I mean, 0.3 inches left between me and the board bench block. I'm not sure what you mean, Thomas. Not sure what you mean. If you want to explain 0.3 inch left between me and the. Let's see. Tyler says, how close are the numbers you can press in the double Widowmaker compared to the double F8? They're significantly different. They're significantly, I'd say, about 150 to 180 pounds in difference. The F8 shirt, the double ply shirt, actually has a lot more material to it. I stopped going really heavy in the Widowmakers. I can't do it anymore. The Widowmaker is all in front of you. It's a loop design tool. It's a great tool. Oh shit! So basically, what I mean is, I'm probably not going to go above 800 or 900 pounds anymore. 800 pounds probably at most on average, but like 900 is kind of pushing it. Because every time I went up to a grand or more, I think the most I benched in a Widowmaker was like 1,020 or 1,025. And then my shoulder got all gummed up. They don't encompass the shoulder like a shirt does. So I think benching in a actual shirt is safer because you have the shoulder coverage and the shoulder protection. Whereas the Widowmaker doesn't, it's just sitting on your arms in front of you. And every time I would do, like when I did my 15 reps with 900 pounds, yeah, my shoulder was fucking pissed after that. My left shoulder was really fucking pissed. And that's even benching on a 14-inch wide pad. So, no, I just, yeah, there is an even bigger difference now just because I'm no longer benching really heavy, in a Widowmaker anymore. So, anyway, I think we're getting close to the end, but I'll do my plugs real quick. Again, I mentioned Patreon earlier. It's $10 a month. Again, YouTube members, again, $10 a month. I say it like it's the behind the scenes stuff to all the heavy bench pressing. You get to see the back work. You get to see the full power work. You got to see the grip work, all that good stuff, right? So that's all on Patreon. YouTube members, again, it's $10 a month. Either way. Also, Anderson Powerlifting right here behind me. 10% off the entire store except for the F8 bench bar. The F8 bench bar, the code does not work for that. That's the only thing. You're not going to get 10% off an $800 bar. If you want a bench shirt, you want wraps, knee sleeves, we got the new Anderson Armor sleeves. Check out the website, the new Anderson Armor sleeves. The answer to the call. To those Ender sleeves everybody's drooling over, those really thick ones that people are stacking plates on top of. We have the Anderson Armor sleeves that just came out. We debuted them in Dallas at the Fit Expo 2 weeks ago, and they are gnarly. You cannot size down on those. You cannot size down. I repeat, you cannot size down on the Anderson Armor sleeves. They're that gnarly. So read the chart carefully. You might be up a couple sizes more than you think. And then yeah, 10% off, right? Right now, well, it's July. I forgot. It's July, so the price went from 80 to their final price of $99. That is the final price. Very comparative. I'm sorry, competitive, lower price than Inzers and other compared ones out there. I'm trying to line up Kennelly for a video interview. Would you be game to do something similar at some point? Terry, yes, just reach out to me. As long as we're not traveling, as long as we're home or we're stationary for a little bit, then yes, just contact me. I'd be more than happy to do that for you. That'd be excellent. So, yep. So we got, like I said, Anderson Powerful right here behind me, Kolbstrong for 10% off anything in the store except for the barbell. And again, we have the Anderson Armor sleeves just came out. They're freaking awesome. We also have the Kolbstrong Scholarship Foundation. We're raising money for the younger generation of kids, teenage to junior years. For every $1,000 we raise, that's one young athlete that we sponsor. Right now, we're sitting at somewhere between $2 and $3 grand, and then we're going to raise money through donations, through fundraiser events. From January 1st to the 31st, people can visit kolbstrongscholarship.com. They can follow the steps on how to apply. As long as you fall under the guidelines, you are a competitive powerlifter, and you are between the ages of 13, not 12, not 11, to 23, 13 to 23. So you can apply, just fill out the form and everything else. And then through the month of February to March, we have a board of people, including me and my wife and a few others, and we review it. We had 80 applicants for the last year. We raised $12,000, had 80 people apply. That was tough. That was hard to get through. We wish we could have just gave each one of them $1,000, but the reality was we had 12 to give away. So we had to pick the 12 that needed it the most from those 80. And then the start of March, we started cutting $1,000 checks to these young kids. So that's a good thing. So again, kolbstrongscholarship.com. The flags, I actually have one sitting right here. If you pre-ordered a Kolbstrong Scholarship flag, they just came in. We'll be shipping these out this week. They were on pre-order only, and we sold, I think, 15 or 20 of them. So we have these now. They just came in today. We will be shipping them out this week, hopefully. Okay. I think that's about it for tonight. It's been a long night. It's been an hour and 12 minutes. Again, we had to change from Sunday nights to Monday nights because our schedule for the weekend changed. So let's go ahead and end it there. Thank you all for joining me here tonight. We will continue doing Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over here in Virginia to answer your bench press questions. So, all right, if you have any questions for me later on, DM me on Instagram. If not, we will see you next week. All right, take care.